In the secure confines of FTL travel, Commander Redford took the opportunity to brief Wyatt on the complex political landscape awaiting them. Despite his lack of formal education and understanding of the high-stakes games played by the nobility, Wyatt was no fool. His rise to the rank of warrant officer was a testament to his sharp mind and ability to navigate challenging situations. Wyatt had enough insight to grasp the gravity of their situation. The political turmoil was more than just a distant echo. It was a storm that threatened to engulf everything he knew. The Duke's betrayal was both profound and far-reaching. To confront Duke Draymore's formidable forces, the prince would need to assemble every available ally and marshal all possible resources. It was a daunting task, and the realization of just how precarious their position was sank in as they traveled through the void. The journey itself was a haze of luminescent streaks and undulating light, the familiar feeling of FTL travel creating a cocoon of disorientation. When they finally reverted to normal space, the scene that greeted them was both humbling and impressive. A modest contingent of loyalist ships awaited their arrival, 21 ships in total. Though not an overwhelming fleet, the vessels were well armed and prepared for a fight. The ships formed a protective bubble around their centerpiece, a grand cruiser that dominated the scene with its impressive firepower and sleek design. Wyatt could tell this was no ordinary vessel. It was the flagship of the fleet. The grandeur of the flagship was further emphasized as they approached. Its hangar was spacious, accommodating both the royal yacht and Wyatt's less glamorous waste hauler with room to spare. Stepping out of his ship, Wyatt was struck by the contrast between his utilitarian craft and the opulence surrounding him. The cruiser was a marvel of technological advancement and luxury, a far cry from the mundane environment of his previous postings. The crew of the flagship appeared indifferent to Wyatt as he disembarked, their attention focused on more pressing matters. However, when Commander Redford emerged from the yacht, the atmosphere changed. The crew stood in crisp salutes, their respect for Redford palpable. The commander's imposing presence and the high cost of his uniform set him apart as a figure of great importance. Warrant Officer Wyatt Staples, I must express my gratitude once more for your courage and service, Redford declared with an authoritative tone that brooked no argument. The command was clear. This was not a casual conversation, but an official acknowledgement. Wyatt nodded, following the commander through the ship's corridors. As they walked, Wyatt's senses were overwhelmed by the luxury of the cruiser. The corridors were adorned with polished metal and intricate designs, a stark contrast to the austere environment he was used to. The grandeur was almost overwhelming. He marveled at the beauty of the ship, feeling a pang of nostalgia for the dreams of his youth, dreams of serving on such a vessel. Though he had always known that his place was among the lower ranks, he couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder at his current surroundings. The journey through the cruiser's corridors was a blend of silence and admiration. Wyatt's thoughts wandered to his past, reflecting on the aspirations of his younger self, who had dreamed of commanding a vessel of such magnificence. Though he had long reconciled himself to a life as a regular crew member, the sight of the flagship was a reminder of the dreams he had once cherished. Upon arriving at the bridge, Wyatt was greeted by a scene that was both impressive and intimidating. The bridge was a hive of activity, with officers and crew members diligently manning their stations. However, it was the figure in a blue uniform with golden trim that immediately drew Wyatt's attention. The prince stood at the center of the bridge, his cape adorned with the royal crest flowing behind him. The prince's presence was magnetic. His violet eyes, striking against the backdrop of the ship's technology, conveyed a sense of purpose and resolve. Wyatt had seen images of the prince before, but seeing him in person was a different experience altogether. Prince's features were more refined and his aura more commanding than any media portrayal could capture. "Report, Commander Redford." The Prince's voice cut through the buzz of the bridge with a commanding clarity. Redford began recounting the events of the attack, the intervention they had experienced, and their subsequent escape. His report was precise and detailed, reflecting the seriousness of the situation. The Prince listened intently, his expression remaining stoic throughout. When Redford concluded, the Prince turned his attention to Wyatt. "Warrant Officer Wyatt Staples," he said, his tone both cordial and powerful. "Your actions today have saved the lives of many loyal subjects and, most importantly, the life of my family. I am personally in your debt." Wyatt's mind struggled to process the Prince's words. It felt as though he were in a dream, unable to fully grasp the magnitude of the moment. His heart raced and his throat tightened as he attempted to respond. "Your Highness, I merely did what I believed was right. A commoner like myself cannot expect any reward for doing what is expected." The Prince surprised Wyatt with a faint smile, a rare display of warmth. "Warrant Officer Wyatt Staples, your actions embody the very essence of duty upon which our principality was founded. Do not diminish your efforts before me. Regardless of your status, you have demonstrated a commitment to protect those close to me." Prince's words were both reassuring and humbling. "As of this moment," he continued with unwavering resolve, "you are officially promoted to the rank of lieutenant. It is an exceptional gesture, but these are extraordinary times." Wyatt was momentarily stunned by the proclamation. "My Prince, I am honored, but I am a commoner. Such a promotion is unprecedented." The Prince acknowledged the unusual nature of the promotion. In normal circumstances, such a rank would be reserved for those of noble birth. However, these times are anything but normal. My gratitude extends beyond mere compensation. Loyalty and valor must be recognized, especially in these trying times. The reality of the situation began to sink in for Wyatt. He was now part of a critical juncture in the Principality's history, caught in a conflict that could reshape the future. The weight of this realization hit him like a tidal wave, more impactful than the physical strains he had endured. Commander Redford guided Wyatt to his new quarters, offering final words of wisdom. "Do not let yourself be overwhelmed by the enormity of the situation," he advised. "War is on the horizon, and though you may lack the advantages of nobility, your role is crucial. You've chosen the right side, Lieutenant Wyatt Staples. Take pride in your bravery and loyalty, and prepare yourself for the challenges ahead." As Redford departed, Wyatt found himself alone in front of his new quarters. The doors slid open to reveal a cabin that, while modest by noble standards, represented a significant upgrade from his previous accommodations. The room was equipped with a desk, a small fridge, a bookshelf, and a bed, luxuries he had only dreamt of. Entering his quarters, Wyatt took in the small but comfortable space. The cabin also featured a private cubicle for the toilet and shower, a significant improvement from the communal facilities he was accustomed to. The luxury of the room was not lost on him, and he felt a mix of gratitude and apprehension. Lying on his bed, Wyatt's mind raced with the implications of his promotion and the impending conflict. The weight of the day's events settled heavily on him, and exhaustion soon overcame him. As he drifted into sleep, the burden of his new responsibilities and the uncertainty of the future enveloped him, marking the end of a tumultuous day.